Oh, ladies and gentlemen, Six Fig Stock Trader here on YouTube, folks. Today we are going to be talking STMX, also known as StormX. But before we do, check me out on Twitter at Real6Fig. This is where I drop links to upcoming videos, live streams, charts, and things I find interesting. So if you're on Twitter, hit me up, and this is the most active place for me as well. Now, let's take a good look at StormX and what is exactly going on here. Let's just go over some of these basic fundamentals. We can see that the lows are getting higher. So this is a very good sign. And I do think that if we go ahead and kind of plant a little bit of a trend line, we can see that since January of 21, we are seeing some great upward momentum still. Even with this little bit of a pullback, we can still see the lows are getting higher. With that said, we can also recognize that there is a potential symmetrical triangle squeeze happening right now. And folks, it looks like there may be two of them. So let's go over this really quick. We can see that StormX is squeezing for its life. So with that said, I do think November 13th through the 17th, we might see StormX catch a little bit of wind in its sails, and we may in fact see it start trending to the upside. Now, let's look at StormX here on a few different levels. We're going to look at the Fibonacci channel. You guys know that I love my Fibonacci channels. And what I'm seeing here, well, let's go down to about a 1 hour chart. And what I'm seeing here is a solid base building up over the last month, and we might be experiencing something that I coined Fibonacci channel sliver by default. And this term refers to the fact that we have a Fibonacci channel involved, we have price action involved, and we have some sort of possible ascending triangle, symmetrical triangle involved. Now, what happens? By default, price action is squeezed against these channel lines. We can see these channel lines here. So we can see that price action is going to be really pressed from this upper limit here to this lower trend line. And we are going to see it squeeze right into this area here and really explode one way or another. Given the fact that StormX really hasn't gone up or down lately, I do think that we are building solid support for a move to the upside. Now, we're probably thinking, okay, well, how high can we go? Well, I'm going to get rid of the Fibonacci channel here, and we will throw up some extensions. So bear with me 1 second, folks, while I get this worked out. And it would not surprise me to see StormX come up and retest these all-time highs right around the 10-cent level. And I do think that if that happens, we might see a little bit of Elliott wave theory to the upside, meaning we will see something like this happen over the next month or two. So I do think that 200% is likely for StormX to hit. We can see that the last time StormX really ran up, let's just look at this, after a consolidation like this, was back in January of 2021 all the way to March. And we can see that this really ran up. And I just want to see how much this kind of ran up during this little instance. StormX was trading at about 0.002, and then she ran up to 10 cents. So that is crazy to see. So if we have something around the same velocity as we saw here during this run-up, we could easily see around a 12-cent StormX. So we're looking at about a 4x from here. Now, I'm not sure what the market caps would look like for StormX at that time, but I do know that they have partnered with the Portland Trailblazers And so that is huge. We can see that they are now rolling out some other features such as their debit cards, and this will allow you to get cash back in StormX. So these people that are going to be earning StormX are more than likely just going to stack that StormX and hold it for a later date. So I do think that we will see a lot of coins being kind of packed away into wallets while they build up, and then people are going to spend them when they want to buy something cool. So with that said, I do think StormX is looking good. Let's see if we can quickly get a Fibonacci time sequence to appear somewhere in this area. Bear with me 1 second, folks, while I get out my time sequence tool. Boom. I mean, look at this, folks. Doesn't get any more real than this. Fibonacci time sequence was notifying us of a drop off here, and it looks like at a super high level, nothing really here, but a pivot point here, a change in momentum. We saw price go up, hit this time sequence, and then it was all downhill from there. Nothing really here, but I do suspect that this could be accurate in the grand scheme of things. And I would suspect that around November 22nd, November 23rd, we may see some sort of reversal point for StormX. And this could be a point where StormX leaves this ascending triangle here within the next week or two and maybe reverses to start this Elliott wave theory to the upside. I mean, we could see something like this happen. We could see something like this happen. We could also see something like this happen. So we just have to kind of play the waiting game. But if you had to ask me, with the symmetrical triangle squeeze, ascending triangle possibly, we may be in fact seeing a very nice price explosion with StormX here in the coming weeks. So I would say by November 23rd, this thing should be getting ready for blast off. If the market, of course, cooperates, and Bitcoin is going to be on everyone's mind. Obviously, if Bitcoin fails, we might see an incredible alt season happen. Bitcoin just hit new all-time highs, and we may be seeing Bitcoin kind of go even higher. I think the mark that people want to see is at least $70,000. So with that said, I do think that Bitcoin is going to kind of consolidate a little bit towards this cloud, at least on the 4-hour chart, and then it might start for 75K, somewhere in there. Just a guess. We need to really play the waiting game on Bitcoin over the next couple days. Not financial or trading advice, folks. So I hope you guys enjoyed my TA on StormX today. Feel free to smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Also, huge shout out to all the Patreons of the channel. Thank you for supporting, and it's only $3 a month. Get your name, YouTube channel name, or business name up on this banner. Link to the Patreon account is in the description. Hope you all have a wonderful day wherever you're at in the world.